Set your launch pad down somewhere that doesn't have too much dry grass around it. The video doesn't do it justice, but I promise this spot was fine.
In any case, it was much better than my previous attempt a couple of years back.
Water!
Water!
Oh my God! The nozzle! Oh, the nozzle! It's still burning!
Good times.
If you haven't already, make sure to insert the needed recovery wadding and parachute into the rocket. Mine needs about 4 wads. I also added an altimeter for mine to get some data back, which just required adding some holes into the body so the altimeter can measure the change in pressure. That's how basic altimeters work, by the way. Add the motor into the rocket and lock it in. Insert the igniter into the rocket and separate the ends of the igniter into J-hooks, bunny ears for that grippy grip.
Sorry.
Press the igniter firmly into the motor with its ends pointing in the opposite direction of the launch rod. Ensure you're pressing the igniter down, then press the plug in place. After that, we're basically go for launch. Add the rocket onto the launch pad and then connect the terminals tightly to the rocket to make sure that you have a firm, grippy grip.
I'm sorry.
Then stand back until the launch pads are fully straightened out. For smaller rockets like this, it should be about 15 feet. Insert the key into the launch controller until it turns red. Now we're ready to launch.
10,
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. Oh shit.
The rocket failed to launch. Just like my failing YouTube channel.
Spare change, ma'am.
Yeah, this is a thing that happens, but unless you want to risk blowing your fingers off, you need to wait a couple of seconds. 15 seconds or so before approaching the rocket to troubleshoot. You have been warned. Now the reason usually comes down to 2 things. 1, the igniter wasn't fully inserted, or 2, the terminal connectors didn't have a grippy enough grip, so current did not flow.
I'm not sorry anymore. This is who I am.
In our case, it was the terminals. To be sure, we inserted a new igniter, double-checked the connectors, and began the countdown again.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, there we go.
This time a rocket blasted off without a hitch and landed fairly close. After retrieving it, the altimeter indicated that it had gone about 117 feet, which, seems kind of low, but it also did come down fairly quick, so maybe.
Who's that Pokemon? It's
Subscribe. Anyways, we were excited to try out our B motor, so we quickly set up the rocket again and got it back on the pad ready for what we didn't know would be our final launch of the day.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh shit!
And this is where everything went wrong.
Oh my gosh, the wind is just hard.
Yeah, as I've been alluding to, I forgot to consider the wind, which looking back is a fairly important thing to forget about. But get this is actually major mistake number 2. Number 1 actually occurred a bit before this. More on that in a bit. As you can hear from the wind, it was blowing pretty hard when we launched. This compiled with a higher altitude meant our rocket drifted for quite a bit. This is our first rocket launch though, so we had to get that rocket back. And so my brother and I embarked on a long quest to find it. We searched from above for our drone, but that didn't help much, so we continued our search on land. And lucky for us, after an excruciating, arduous, other word for really hard, I can't help myself, 20 or so minute search, we found it just between 2 houses. Very lucky, happy ending achieved.
Sun shines on it.
So what did we learn? The first major mistake was not having a pre-launch checklist. You might have noticed, but there is no drone footage for the B motor launch. That's because it was lost. Our drone was in the air, but I forgot to hit record. If I had that checklist, I wouldn't have forgotten. That pre-launch checklist also would have prevented major mistake number 1.
It would have told me that due to the wind, we were not go for launch. I do believe the launch field was big enough for a B motor, but once the wind is factored in, it just wasn't. Now, I don't think we would have had to scrap or scrub the entire launch, per se, but I do think we would have had to wait for calmer winds.
So I'll take those mistakes into consideration when I build my next rocket, which will be just a little bit bigger.